Hi, this is Alcan, and welcome back to my page. Well, if we had to ask about one of the most controversial figures in history of New York City Transit, I would have to say, hands down, Lawrence G. Reuter. He came in as president of the authority in 1996. I forgot what year he left, like 10 years or so. This is going to be hard for me to say this, but I'm going to say it out loud. What do I really think about Lawrence Reuter? Number one, a world-class douchebag. Number two, yes, he was smart and articulate, but unfortunately his anti-union policies overshadowed his accomplishments and led to one of the worst transit strikes in the history of the agency. You could say that plain justice does him very well. I didn't come up with that term. That's a new direction. Came up with that. So, what is wrong with Lawrence Reuter that's so bad I had to call him douchebag? Well, the way he came in 1986, he left his previous job on the Washington Metro in quite a hurry. Well, when he was down there, they had an incident. They were having problems with the wheels on those trains. They were having flats, so they thought it was the employee's fault. So all the trains had to run on automation all the time. The driver can't operate at all. So in the middle of a storm, there was a blizzard in '96, but where this particular train was running, it was heavy rain. The train was sliding at the stations. I don't know how many cars, but it was sliding. And he asked to let him operate manually. They wouldn't let him. Now that would have been me. The hell with them. I would have operated manually whether they liked it or not. So what? They have flats. What do I care? I don't have to be explaining why I ran out of the station and somebody got hurt or killed. But apparently that didn't sink in with these people over there. At the last station, I don't know what it was in Maryland or Virginia, the train slid out again out of the station. But to make things worse, not only was it sliding out of the station, it was heading straight for a parked train. The switch was not set to go around that parked train outside the station. So what happened? A huge collision between the parked train and the train that some operator was operating. And because it's the first generation of the Washington Metro cars, which wasn't very strong cars to begin with, the car telescoped, split from the floor. So half of the car is on top of the other car, which killed the motorman and injured 2 passengers. So Lawrence Reuter was the president at the time when this accident happened. So he 86 out of there. When for the president's job at the transit opened up, he 86. And this is not the first time he does something like this. I mean, they had a bus accident in Brooklyn. He showed up over there at the news conference to tell him, oh, he's not wearing a seatbelt. I said, oh, that's nothing, right? And it gets worse. There was an employee that got killed on the subway in Queens. He must have tripped on a bolt, and he got electrocuted by the rail. when he fell. He wasn't just an employee, he was studying to be a minister. So they had the funeral for him. All of a sudden, out of the blue, Lawrence Reuters shows up. And I'm like, what the heck is he doing here? He said some nice things about him, but guess what? Later on, when they released what happened to the motorman, they released this medical information. It ticked off a lot of people, especially the family of the deceased. His union policies are horrible. And he was here when the THO was implemented. And he was here when got the CBTC rolling. And to him, they were big successes, even though questionable successes. Unfortunately, his union policies anti-union policy led to the transit strike in 2005. And there he is on TV smiling. Oh, I'm glad you guys came to work today in the strike. You know, he reminds me of this TV gangster.
Who are you talking to? Albert, who are you talking to? Come on.
Sorry. So he's like a TV gangster. He's like smiling, pats you in the back, and the guy says, oh, the only reason why you pat me in the back is because you're looking for the soft spot to put the knife in. That described him pretty well. So eventually what happened is, after the strike, once the leadership in the government changed, Spitzer, the governor, obviously Lord Trudeau's days were numbered. So now he's a contractor out there in Florida, retired. I don't think he would be working at a transit system ever again as president. So this is Out Can saying goodbye for now, and don't forget to stop. And usually I don't call people douchebags, so you get the point. Good night.